Hey Julia. Hey guys, good morning. I got the baby out here and her little Jeep out here doing chalk this morning, but I wanted to do a long-term review on our Gx460. I've had about 4 or 5 guys ask me about this truck. Most of these guys got families. You know, one of my buddies has actually got one of these, and he's just asking long-term how long it's been. I just want to talk about it for a few minutes. We bought this truck probably, I think it's about 3 years ago, and we got it certified pre-owned from Rick Hendrick Lexus in Concord, North Carolina. We looked at pretty much every truck that was out there. You know, we even looked at, you know, Escalade, I think it was a GLS 450 or 550. We looked at a bunch of different things, and this is what we ended up with. You know, number one, Toyota reliability and resale value. And it's got a third row in it is really what, you know, kind of led us to make this decision. You know, personally, this is the most expensive vehicle I've ever owned. You know, I do have a lien on it. It's brutal to write the check every month for it, but you know, we're 3 years into this thing. It's almost done. So I think we'll have it paid off probably in about 1.5 years is what we're looking at. So you know, long-term wise, really been a great truck. You know, I always buy any of my luxury cars certified. I'm gonna make another video on how to buy a luxury car, because there's definitely a certain way to do it. This truck, you know, when you get them certified, had new brakes on it, new tires on it, so it's pretty much ready to go. It comes with I think it's a 4-year 100,000 mile warranty. We've got about 70,000 miles on it, and you know, the list of repairs is very small. Literally the only thing that we put on it is a set of rotors. This has been a really great truck for us. We want something comfortable to travel in. Hey baby. And to obviously that would be big and safe for this little booger here down here in the right hand corner. You know, so the interior is worn really well. I don't have the keys for it, or else I'd unlock it. Literally oil changes. Oil changes are 10,000 mile service changes, so the oil changes are a little bit expensive on it. You're looking about 140 bucks to get an oil change on it, but it lasts 10,000 miles. So that's a good part about it. I did put some new rotors on it. Rotors went out probably, they started pulsating probably around, oh gosh, probably about 60,000 miles, and I just went ahead and replaced them. The rotors were only like 133 bucks. That includes the pads, and they were drilled and slotted. I did not put Lexus OEM equipment back on it. And the main reason being is, you know, on the forums, the rotors are actually too small for this truck, so they're prone to warp, you know, pretty much every 60,000 miles. So put drilled slotted, you know, we'll see how that works out. They were $133. I did the work myself, so it didn't really cost me anything but the price of materials. But you know, Lexus, they wanted almost $1,000 to do the job. So it being Toyota, it was very simple. And that's the good thing about Lexus is, you know, you can still work on it. You know, if you guys are mechanically inclined, you should be able to work on this car. This is not a Mercedes or a Audi that requires special tooling. You know, my thing is, you know, luxury cars are really not that much different than just a standard car. You just got to know how to work on them. Most of the time you get these guys that say, oh my God, a luxury car costs so much to own, but in fact, that is not true at all. It is in some instances, but if you can turn a wrench, you can work on them like I can. It's really not that bad. Same thing goes for boats too, right? Usually most of the time the guys that are talking about boats are so expensive to operate, most of those guys have never even owned one. Same thing goes for luxury cars. Get them certified, that way you can take them up in there and get them fixed. The only wear items you're going to replace on is air filters, you know, brakes and rotors, stuff like that. Otherwise everything else is pretty much taken care of. But that's really my long-term review on it. It's just been a really good car for us. We will probably keep this thing for a lot longer than I originally anticipated. I typically like to swap my cars out every 3 years. My father used to drive these things into the ground, and I've kind of got a phobia about it, so I typically just try to keep them swapped out every 3 years. But this car, you know, we've got a little baby now, and not gonna lie to you, she's a little rough on the inside on it. This car is pretty expensive, at least to me it was. So we'll probably hang on to this one, wait till she gets a little bit older before we buy another nice SUV. That way she doesn't destroy it so bad on the inside. But you know, it is what it is. It's safe, it's reliable. You know, I'll probably look at trading it in probably around the 120, 150,000 mile mark. At least that's what I'm thinking. Good part about these is also they're not like the Gx470s. So there is no timing chain on there, so you don't have to do that, you know, $1,000, $1,200 service on it every 50,000 miles. But other than that, guys, literally the only thing we have done is put rotors on it, and that's it. But I appreciate it. Thank you.